let me run you through a little bit of history of my home state of South Australia. In 1953, Port Wakefield Race Track was made because they were about to make road racing like this illegal. These road races were always held on the south side of Adelaide, where all of the money and all of the interest was. Because of this ban, they decided to travel north a few hours to build this racetrack. Genius. Previously, these races were huge in scale. One of them was 8 miles long per lap, which was not only the first race to be held in South Australia, but was also one of the biggest and most successful audience-wise in the world to date, with about 70,000 spectators. Needless to say, they never ran it again. Another was 22 miles long. That's nearly twice the length of the Nürburgring. So obviously, with these really long races that they used to hold, obviously their choice was to build it 1.3 miles long. I don't even know anymore. So way up in the middle of nowhere, they decided to hold Australia's Grand Prix. This actually hosted many greats, including Jack Brabham, who got his first win there. Now, you really shouldn't take this lightly because Australia's Grand Prix, one of the oldest in the world. But this track? Yeah, it was considered too small. And they knew it, but they had two choices. The first option was to abandon this track in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and build a new track elsewhere, or extend this one out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, they made the obvious decision. No. Actually, what they did do is they actually started to upgrade and increase the length of this track. Then in 1961, finally, they dismantled and then moved everything over to another track. And it was bigger and better, but wait! Their genius knows no bounds. This one was still in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. It was now only 1 hour north of Adelaide in the middle of nowhere surrounded by nothing. They now had 2 racetracks in South Australia. And they abandoned it, everyone quickly forgot about it, and it grew over rather quickly. This brings me to now, to announce, to the best of my ability, I have fairly faithfully recreated this racetrack. Unfortunately, there's not actually a lot of information on this, and a lot of the information is actually contradictory, and some of it just straight up wrong. But at least there's still a bit of a shadow of what this racetrack was on Google Maps. So instead of historical images, I mostly used that. Now, with the brilliant decision making and the track in such a state of disrepair, we will probably likely never get to see this track in use ever again. But this will now be live on the BeamNG repository where you can try it out, and I strongly suggest you take some old-timey race cars, kind of like my old F1 cars that are on the BeamNG repository, and go try them out on there. Keep in mind its use was from 1953 to 1961. But along with Malala, which got made, eventually we did get road racing back legal in South Australia, which is where the Adelaide Clipsal 500 is, and you may have seen that around sometimes. Well, I hope you enjoy it, and you've enjoyed this video. If you like this sort of stuff, maybe consider subscribing. Also, like the video, help the algorithm, leave a comment, but for now, I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.